So you spoke earlier about this panel discussion in response to the movie Rigged. Can you tell people how they can get involved?
Of course. So like I mentioned, our handle on all platforms is at BexleyARP, and our website is BexleyARP.org. There you can access the virtual screening of the film Rigged, the voter suppression playbook, or the playbook of voter suppression. And as it stands, our panel will include contributions from Dr. Judson Jeffries, Professor of African American and African Studies at Ohio State University, as well as Dr. Jonathan Baker, Professor of Statistics at The Ohio State University, as well as Benton Bodemer, a corporate attorney, as well as an adjunct professor at the Moritz College of Law at The Ohio State University. We are also looking to host more speakers as well. The event is July 8th at 7 p.m. It's a Zoom webinar.
So people should watch
Absolutely.
the
Watch the
film before.
Yes,
right?
yes. The panelists will be discussing questions and the topic of voter suppression as it relates to questions that arise in response to the film. And you are also encouraged to submit your questions to BexleyARP@gmail.com.
Okay, so go to your website and watch the movie Rigged, and then on the 8th,
yes,
tune in at 7 o'clock.
Tune in at 7 o'clock.
Okay, great. Now I just wanted to ask you, because Saturday, when this is airing, it'll be tomorrow, is July 4th. And Black Lives Matters has been such a huge movement right now. And I want to ask you personally, what is your take this year or in general about the 4th of July? Why don't you go ahead first, Austin?
Oh yeah. So the 4th of July, commonly known as Independence Day, for a while, well, in Bexley, it's widely celebrated. I guess just human nature, just to celebrate the holiday. There's fireworks, there's the parade. I even participate in it as a part of the school band. And for a while, I blindly celebrated it, just like everyone else. But finally, you know, before these protests, thankfully, it didn't take that for me to step back and really think about what I was celebrating. I just realized that Independence Day isn't my Independence Day. Juneteenth is. And me blindly participating in all of these events is it just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, as I've said, and as I continue to say, like, July the 4th isn't a holiday that I celebrate. And tomorrow I'm just going to be living life as I usually do.
I hear you. How about you, Kaia?
Well, to me personally, the 4th of July is one of the greatest hypocrisies of this nation, right? So when we think about independence, the question arises, independence for who? Because I just recently on June 19th celebrated my independence. Juneteenth is the date that 2 years following the Emancipation Proclamation, January 1st, 1863, when that was finally implemented in Galveston, Texas, which was a kind of sanctuary for slave master sympathizers, right? So finally we see that slaves are free, or those who were enslaved, because we were enslaved as a people, were finally free 2 years after Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation, right? So I just celebrated that date of independence, and that's it for me. I wasn't independent in July 4th, 1776, and in fact, it's outlined in the Constitution, that fact. And that Constitution, this document, oh, lucky for me, I have my Constitution right here. It says, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? So James Madison, in his estate in Montpelier, drafted these words to preaching equality, liberty, happiness, right? Pursuit of happiness by means of attaining property, which Black people could not do legally. Hilarious to me. But he's drafting this Constitution sitting on a foundation that was built by children who were enslaved at the time. Is that not hypocritical? I mean, there are tiny indents, which are the fingerprints of these little small children who were forced to put bricks and more. Like, that's crazy to me. And even later in this document, right, Article 1, Section 2, you have the 3/5 clause. And that states that the other person, slave, right, in regard to apportionment of representatives in the House and apportioning of direct taxes paid in each state, 3/5 to one person. That is absurd to me, despicable. So no, I don't celebrate independence on the 4th of July. I celebrate my independence on June 19th.
All right. I'm sorry we're running out of time. Thank you both for being on this show, for being on Grassroot Ohio. And may the power be with you.
Thank you. It was nice meeting you.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Be well.
Good night.